Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, depending on folks. It's me on my way, George Page, aka the Emperor of Female Bobby Talk, coming to you live on YouTube. Well, folks, this is the last Monday of January of 2026. We're about to go into the full month of the new year. It's just, like I said, just a few more days left. And then next month will be February. As you know, I'm going to do a plan. I'm going to do some dedications. You know, February is Black History Month for my people. And I'm going to do some stuff and, recognize to the lovely sisters of women's bodybuilding on my channel, dedicated to them because, it should be all year round, but, it's a special day. So, folks, yesterday we had a discussion and, some stuff was going on and really might get deep into that again. But also, we're going to talk about, the season is going to be for particularly divisions that me and some of my guys follow. It's going to be another couple of months before we see any competitions for divisions like women's bodybuilding and also in physique and I even figure. In March is going to be Honest Worth the Classic, where they do have the amateurs, where they do have those divisions, bodybuilding, figure, and physique, but don't have it at the main show. So we don't give a fuck about Arnold and the Honest Worth Classic, but we will support the amateurs because we do need new pros. Ladies, if you are you just do something like the Nationals, or you're just a few weeks out, do this show. We need the bodies. We need the competitors, because you know what? It's going to be harsh times for you ladies. So we have here. Also, I want to just a reminder. I just forgot to forget this. I want to give a shout out to a lady who's been on my channel before. We're really cool. We've been conversing quite a long time on social media. I consider a friend, the lovely Mrs. Andrea Sauer. Today is her birthday. So shout out to Andrea. Andrea, because it's Andrea and Andrea. So Andrea, got to make sure you get them right, because sometimes I can get confused. She's also known by the moniker Rip Fixit. So happy birthday to her, and also a lady who I follow on social media. I made an interview with her, Trish Paulador. It's also her birthday too. So the man I'm talking about, who I met you interview, Trish, is my man here, David from Female Bodybuilding Forum. Welcome, brother. Welcome.
Yeah, hey, how are you? Yeah, and happy birthday to Trish and Andrea. And actually, today's my dad's birthday too. I was celebrating that yesterday, so that was nice to see him. He's 87. Like, geez Louise, getting around good for 87. I hope I am when I'm that age.
I think my father he would have been about in his 80s this year. He died back in 2014. We were not as close as you are with your father, but he was still my daddy. And shouts to him. Every now and then I gotta give a shout, because he was a man who gave me life. I owe him that much. So, brother, as you saw, there's some things going on in bodybuilding. And recently we had a discussion, and I know if you heard it, that this year, especially for women's bodybuilding, particularly a gentleman who I met when I was at Tampa, I shook the gentleman's hand, and I feel betrayed. Again, I get the reason why, because it's about business. And I know business is never personal. But to me, Tim Gardner, business is personal to me.
Yeah.
And right here, I stand beside this man, have my arm around him. I met the man, I shook his hand. So Terrell was on my other side. I tried not to look too hard at Isabel, So, try to keep my composure. But I'm standing beside this man here. Him. I feel like that like, yo, Jake, you gonna do this shit to me, Jake. I'm talking to Jake Wood, but he has decided to end his relationship with women's bodybuilding. His shows have decided to drop, even the Masters, Tampa, Chicago. And he announced he's bringing back Puerto Rico, but it was going to be the Open for the women, but it was going to be Masters. Brother, you were there. You've been to that show quite often. What's your feeling on it?
Yeah, I was very disappointed to see that. However, there is a glimmer of hope, just because, last year Tim had dropped, I think he dropped women's bodybuilding from Tampa, and then it ended up coming back. And I think there was a sponsor that came on to help with the prize money. Was it Bad Rap that did the prize money? I can't remember now.
No, it was what Bad Rap did. What it did was it put up the jackets for the winners. Because
yeah.
But all the sponsor was Alita Popa and Jake Wood. They were the one came up.
Oh yeah.
I think I saw that Primetime Muscle's going to do an interview. They're going to have both Alina and Linda Murray. We're talking to them about the state of women's bodybuilding. But this is something I just saw also. I want to share with y'all out there. And this lady's been a guest on my channel a couple of times, and that is IFBB Women's Pro Bodybuilder Anastasia Ryder. And she goes by, I hate to pronounce her married name now. It's kind of, it's I think it's Russian or something. I don't want to, Valesky or something says it. I don't want to mess it up. And Anastasia did this. She just started a GoFundMe. And this GoFundMe is going to possibly help the cover some expenses. It's to support the women's bodybuilding category in the USA, because US, because most of the shows are here in the US. And the numbers are kind of low. There's like a few shows here in America, outside of the US. And she shares this. She has started a GoFundMe. And
that's it's actually above that now. I think they've raised like 1,150, I think, and they reduced the goal to 12.5 or 12,500. But yeah, people are actually responding to it. It's pretty cool to see that, actually.
Yeah, I mean, she's we appreciate Anastasia for stepping up. She competed last year, but then she started to step away because I recently when I talked to her, when she was like planning on moving, her and her husband, and she is thinking about making a return to competition next year. That's somebody that she's an impressive young lady. She's been in the game for quite some time. I had the opportunity to interview her back in around was it 2024 when she got a pro card at nationals. That was I think it was 2023, and it was I think it was the next year later. I interviewed her. She did Chicago, which is a show she's done before. She's done Tampa plenty of times. I really appreciate what she's doing. She's stepping up, putting her money where her mouth is. Like I said again, the prize money draft really is just to cover the cost for women's bodybuilding. Here it is. If you see it here, you can go to Anastasia. You can go to Anastasia's site. You can go to the Art of Female Muscle. That's my man, Jeremy. You can also go to the Female Body channel, and also there I'm going to post something later. I might do a little video or something and post one later. And
it is nice to see their support coming through. And Anastasia's really great. I know she's lived in Tampa for several years, so she's moving from Tampa.
Yeah, I mean, she said she's planning on moving. Maybe not too soon now since the weather. But we did a little interview just a few months ago. I got to see her in Tampa. I didn't get to talk to her. I did see her there in Tampa because I think she didn't want to compete that day. I think she was there to help root for some clients. And she's also a coach herself. She coaches other competitors, and she's a impressive young lady. Here she is with a husband. She got a nice booty on her too, for a white girl. And I really appreciate that these women are still trying to fight for a division that is I often say like this: is quality walk behind from the back and stopping the heart. It's a quote from my master Raza Goldemon's head. We got some people that pop in. And this is one of other of our brothers, my man Jeremy from the Art of Female Muscle. Shout out to Jeremy, he's here.
Hey, Jeremy.
Hi, how you guys doing?
And
I'm doing good.
And another brother, this is my man. He's my hater. I love that you hate me, brother. I love that you hate me because you give me energy. My man KL the Wanderer.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Hey, how are you doing?
Yeah. So anyway. This is like if I saw the post that Jeremy he posted, and I said, what, that's a good idea. One thing about with a crowdfunder, especially like GoFundMe, it can be a hit or miss. And you gotta find the people who really want to support this move.
But like I said, you go ahead.
Sorry, I just checked on Page. They're up to 10% of what they were wanting to get. And I think it's only less than 2 hours old, and we're already up to this point. So
people are stepping up. That's great.
So I think just the fact that they've gotten so much support. I have yet to set up my GoFundMe, but once I do, probably going to be giving some to that as well. So,
Well,
but it's still, I think it's great that Anastasia is doing that. That's why I posted my page. It's better to light a candle than merely curse the darkness. And that's
mhm.
pretty much what she's doing, which I
Yeah.
think is
Yeah,
wonderful. So,
that's great.
and I think
Yeah.
it's also great that Natalia Abraham Coelho is working with Tamer as well as that guy Luciano down
Mhm.
in Brazil to bring women's bodybuilding to that show, to the show in question. So that's another plus. And then you've got the Steve Carr show that came out of nowhere last year. So I think they're positives, but it's really sad to see Chicago and Tampa go by the wayside like that. But I posted over on Female Bodybuilding Channel. I said, bear in mind that Jake and Alina came through and they brought it back. So
Yeah,
so
exactly. Yeah.
so it's not like that can't happen, but it'd be wonderful if they did. So, but I mean, that was for Tampa. I don't know what's going to happen with Chicago though, because that's
Well,
Tim, isn't it?
yeah, that's both of
It's
those are
also
Tim.
Tim.
And also,
Mhm.
you know, he did bring back Puerto Rico. He said he was going to bring back to Puerto Rico this year. It's going to start in April, but they were going to have women's open. They were going to have the women's masters. And the thing is, those competitors paid to play. So what's the reason for that? Why, you're going to drop the open because, but then you drop the masters too?
Right. So
Yeah, that is weird. Huh?
Mm-hmm. So anyway, as we know, one thing we've been talking about is my discussion was who we want to see come back, especially be it women's bodybuilding, physique, or even figure that are looks like some ladies that look like they might be getting ready for this year. One person I think a lot of people would love to see come back, and this is just me, is maybe just me, I don't know, is Alicia Young. And I think we have
Yeah.
not seen Alicia in nearly 6 years. She last competed was I think she did the Olympia in 2020 or the Rising Phoenix that year. And, she's been posting some stuff, but I don't, like some of it, I think a little bit throwback. I don't know if it's updated, I just want to get your guys' feel. It's especially with her. She had a great look to her, great muscle, sex appeal. She was big, especially for her height, and she also I think one of her favorite poses was the most muscular. That's the one she's always does. So y'all think
Yeah.
that would you want to see her come back, especially this time when there's so few shows?
I'd love to see her come back, and she's very popular too. I think the fans would definitely
What would she
appreciate seeing
do?
her back.
What would she do? Like on women's bodybuilding or women's physique?
With bodybuilding.
Bodybuilding, yeah, that's what she's
But
always
I mean,
competed.
it's like they have what the limited shows from what I'm hearing. I mean, I don't know.
Well, it
Like, is
doesn't.
it worth it for her to come back?
Well, the thing is, if someone like her comes back, a lot of ladies are a fan of hers, and it's also some promoters might like to have her on the show because she's popular.
Mhm.
Even though this is a situation
Yeah,
she had been before, but then it's about if you bring somebody in that can bring attention to the show. Maybe some promoters will like some competitors to come, like when Natalia do shows like the Pittsburgh Pro or the New York Pro, and some women want maybe stack their skills to compare to someone like Alicia or someone like Andrea Shaw.
I think fans would love to see her, and I think they'd buy tickets to go see her compete again too. So I think it would be great if she comes back, but I'm not sure why she left to begin with. Actually,
Well, she was divorced a while back. Then the situation happened with her and her ex-husband. She was raising her daughter. She was doing a lot of injuries and stuff like that. I remember one time she got into a wreck on a scooter, and then she said, "I did a video about it. She liked it and she appreciated it." And again, she just has that great look to her. She's, big, beautiful, blonde. Guys are a fan of hers. Some of the ladies really like her because she carries femininity about her. She's a mass muscle, but also she maintains a femininity.
yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I mean, I don't find a problem of her coming back, but it's been like 6 years.
Well, there's been plenty of ladies who've been sitting out a lot longer. I remember me and David talked to April Cosmato, who stayed out almost 11 years before she came back. She turned pro,
Yeah.
10 years ago. Another lady who I would say I wouldn't mind seeing coming back, and she hasn't competed for just about as long is Alicia is Eva Montgomery, and Eva's kind of like
man.
Eva's that same
She's
mode
beefy.
of beefy, beautiful. I mean, she last time she competed was in 2022 at the Olympia. That was her first Olympia. She was the first winner of the Vancouver Owl Show because there's only one competitor. She was the only one to make it because she lived in Washington State and took the ferry to get to the show. Also, like Alicia, she's a mother. She has two sons. Recently, I know where her oldest son, he just had a baby. That baby's probably like a year old now. He serves the military, so thank you for his service. I say that. And she's worked as a coach and a trainer. I think if she comes back, because she does have that mass muscle, she has femininity too. I think it maybe be a game changer.
Yeah, I'd be cool with her coming back for sure. And yeah, definitely, she's very popular, and she really seems to love her fans too. I didn't actually realize she was a mom. That's pretty cool too.
I think her oldest son, he's like I said, he's married and he has a grandchild. I think her youngest son is already, I think, about to go to college. She's someone I think a lot of people would love to see come back. I mean, she's been doing, I think, some powerlifting here and there. She's really, from some of the last pictures, she really has tightened up a little bit. Like she's gotten better condition. She was, I think, when she did the Olympia back in 2022, she's a little thick, but I think she's made some improvements.
What made her step back? What, she making improvements or she got injured?
I don't know. It could be so many different things. Sometimes ladies could be just something personal. Maybe she felt like she needed more time to grow, after the last Olympia. Or sometimes the sport can be overwhelming for any competitor. It can be just anything can happen. We have here coming in my man Josh Simpkins popping in here. Welcome, Josh.
How's it going, Empire Nation?
Hey, how's it going?
How's it going with you, brother? We got here our man Lawrence Perkins. He's in here in the building. He wants a shout out. Says, "Hey, Jeremy and KL. Hey, you doing? How you doing?
Hey, how's it going
there?" Also, we have here is PIJ 1520. He says hi. He says also he says this. He makes a comment here. He says, "Hope judges rewards size this year." And that's the thing. That's the debate because is it, especially for women's bodybuilding, size matters. And compared to women's physique, we are seeing women in that division that are just as big as some women in women's physique. I'm like we earlier, I guess that we talked about Megan Morrison, who's got it. Me and David met her. Both we talked to her. This is a big one.
Yeah, she's a big girl. Yeah, I think she would do good in women's bodybuilding. Actually,
she would. I think, but it's up to her if she want to move up or not. We have here. Shout out to my man here. This is from a man. Kenny says, "It seems like Branka Djokovic maybe come back. It true. I can't wait." Well, you know what? I think I've been seeing some stuff on Branka. Branka, she last competed, I think, in 2022. She was top 5. Honestly, I think she deserved to be in 3rd place because that was the year no offense to Hella Tavino. I like Hella Tavino. I'm a fan of hers, but I don't think she deserved to be in 3rd. Branka was just, her condition was amazing, even though she's like on the smaller side compared to women's bodybuilder, but her shape is amazing. She's kind of like, I would say compared to someone like, Michaela Aycock, Branka.
Yeah,
but I think
Branka's great. I like her a lot. I hadn't heard that she might come back. That's cool though. Her conditioning is top notch. It's just amazing.
Well, I was talking to before online, and she lives in Croatia, and she's also herself. Her daughter got married just a while back, and she's been in the game for a long time. She's been a pro since I think 2011, 2012. She actually on the pro card originally in women's bodybuilding, but then she switched over to physique, and she is on the small leaner side. But the last few shows, when she made the switch, she's really put on some size. Her condition is just crazy. I mean, with someone now with like Michaela Aycock has retired from the game, you get this woman who she's small, but she puts on great muscle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I always liked her.
Yeah,
great physique.
Yeah, that's one.
Yeah, she's
Also,
small too. I forgot she's
Yeah.
kind of she's about as big as or is about as tall as Michaela. Do you think? Or
yeah, I think
They're like
about
the same height.
Yeah,
about
I
the
figure
same height, really?
Yeah,
I didn't realize
another
Bronco was
lady. Yeah, another lady. I think me and David will agree on that. We're hoping because she might, because we do follow her. Is Sherry Piami, and Sherry's been on guest on channels.
Yep.
Sherry, she took a step back because of some medical issues. She works to get a hygienist. She's a mother of 3 kids. Her oldest daughter has now become a nun. I think recently her youngest son just celebrated he's now a teenager now. This is from she did this news special a while back. I want to share it.
Sherry's a people person, but after a long day of talking to people and the people more like mumbling back, it's time to get out and unwind.
Time work's done, I'm ready to go kind of exert some energy, let some of my steam off for the day. Typically for a dental hygienist, full-time is 4 days a week. I happen to only do 3 at the moment, which allows me to have a little bit more time to focus on my bodybuilding.
Wait, what?
Now it's like I can't get enough. I want to be bigger.
Part bodybuilder, part dental hygienist. Talk about balance.
I'm a pretty type A, OCD type of person. I work really well with a schedule and a plan. This is my sanctuary. This is where I come to decompress and, believe it or not, relax. This is my favorite time of day. This is where I feel comfortable. I feel at home here.
Bodybuilding wasn't always the plan for Sherry. After having her 3rd baby, she wanted to get back in shape. She and a friend said, let's sign up for a figure competition to give us a goal to work towards.
We had this whole Fit by 40 was our motto. My first competition, I won. And so we did another one, and I won that one. And that qualified me for a national show. It took on a life of its own after that.
Sherry got her pro card, and suddenly she was seeing herself for what she is, one of the top female bodybuilders in the world.
I don't think I realized how I looked or the changes that I had made until I saw my stage shots, of the competition, especially my back. I turned around and, oh my gosh, that's me. It was really kind of surreal.
As her muscles grow, so does her discipline, habits, heart, mental toughness. Something that she and any female bodybuilder need for success. And she's found community in the sport, less like competition and more like camaraderie.
I think we deal with a lot of society outlashing towards us for how we look. A lot of people don't find us socially normal physically, which I understand.
Not really a surprise. Female bodybuilders hear it. They hear it from the trolls, people who don't understand what it takes. Sherry doesn't let it get to her. She puts in the work because that's what she wants.
That's what I focus on. I focus on the positive. And, I have a lot of younger girls who approach me and will say that, that I inspire them. And to me, that's worth it all. To be that kind of a role model for somebody, doing something that you love, it's pretty cool.
It's never too late to go after a dream, and balancing it all takes a lot of strength.
I've learned that I'm a lot stronger mentally than I ever thought I was. That as long as you have that drive and that desire, you're pretty much able to do whatever you want in life. The confidence that comes with that, the ability to know that if you're consistent and you work the plan and you stay the course, as cliche as it sounds, that eventually you come out winning.
In Melbourne, Danielle Stein, Spectrum Sports 3.
Well, she
Nice.
is amazing. She's an amazing lady. She's been on my channel before. She's been Dave's. We interviewed her too. She's worked with Bad Rap. Most definitely, if she comes back, I think it'd be a great thing because we need women like her who has a great look to her, femininity, muscle. She's her story of being a mother with 3 kids and working a job. I mean, that's what we need, more spokeswomen like Sherry and so many others.
Yeah.
Because, it really helps out and brings attention to bodybuilding.
Especially the younger generation.
She definitely likes the fans too. She's big on and vice versa. And yeah, she's definitely my favorite in women's bodybuilding category. So I'm excited about her coming back. It does sound like she's going to come back this year, but like do a later show. I did find out that Amanda Machado interviewed her recently, and Amanda's going to release that interview later. So I'm kind of curious to see what kind of information comes out of that interview.
Well, I can't wait. I mean, it'd be great to hear because I still be in contact a bit with Sherry. She really, like I said, she has a great personality about herself. She has a beautiful smile. The guy who was working out with her is her boyfriend, Chris Race. Chris was competing for a while, but I think we talked. He's going to step back from that and focus on advertising and stuff like that. It's pretty good, and it's good to have a partner that works like that. Here we got a comment here. Shout out to my man PJ. He says this. He says, just saw Julie Wetzel, didn't know how to spell her last name, retired from female bodybuilding. Is it official, or is she just saying,
No, she didn't.
She didn't retire. She go to another division.
Right.
Yeah.
So she said she's lost 40 pounds of muscle. So she's been like training catabolically. So she's trying to get the weight down. I think she's trying to do the same thing Christina Nicole Mendoza is doing. Is trying to get into wellness, trying to go to wellness as well. Somebody I would like to see come back. I know last time she competed was back in 2020. Andrea Sauer, Rick Dixon.
Yeah,
I would love to see her.
Yeah, look like she's cooking up something.
But she had a whole bunch of, I guess, medical problems. After that show, which I guess is what sidelined her. I don't know if she's retired or not, but I mean, she's still keeping in shape. I mean, I don't see her cutting or anything like that. But I mean, I would love to see her come back to competition because I thought she looked great then. So
I think she's been doing more social media lately too. So that's what makes me back. Yeah,
because today's her birthday, and she's also a coach. She's go by the title is Wick Vixen. I've been talking with her. I think she's thinking about it. She wanted to come back last year, but she had some surgery. She had issues with her back. She was in a car wreck.
Knee.
Issue with her knees. She looked like she has put on some size. She looks really good. What about her? She's her eyes. She has this beautiful eyes. I mean, they can draw it to you.
Yeah.
She last competed. I think the last show she did was New York in 2020. I think it was 2023. And she did Vancouver Isle show that same year. I think that was the year that.
Did she do Savannah too?
No, she did Savannah back in 2021.
Okay.
I think 2021 and 2020. And she also does a lot of. She works with artists and actors. She did some commercials, some music videos. She has a great personality about her. She's also on a certain site as I call the Beat the Meat website. So,
oh my God.
That's true.
Yeah, you got to point that out because that's how some of these make their money. And I think I can see her probably coming back maybe this year because it's been like at least a good whole maybe 2 years or more, and she's been putting on some size.
Yeah, another one that comes to mind. She not only would I like to see her come back, she just recently announced that she is coming back. Nikki Chartrand.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
She said that she has apparently made show plans for this year. So
nice.
It'd be fantastic to see her come back because she always had a really good look. And I also remember, I remember that great posing routine that she had that one year for Rising Phoenix. Mm-hmm. And she absolutely loved doing it. So she's got a great look to her. So
yeah, because she's putting a lot more size. Because I think last time she competed was in 2023. Also, she went through some stuff. I think her and her husband got divorced because she was living here in the States, in Arizona, and she moved back to Canada. She was in some some issues with some relationships here and there. She's kind of like a tall woman herself. She's a big girl herself. This is something she posted a while back, and this is something very interesting she made a comment on.
You're in a new relationship and you want to tell your new partner what you need without sounding like you're bashing your ex or talking about your ex the whole time. So, for example, I never knew if my ex was going to step up for me. If I got hurt, injured, sick, whatever, I never knew if he was going to be there for me or tell me to figure it out on my own. He would say he's going to do something and then not do it. So instead of running through my whole experience with my past partner, what I can say to my new partner is, I deeply value reliability in a relationship. That's so important to me. I need to know that when you say you're going to be there, you're there. So there is a way to communicate what you need and what your experience has been without sounding like you're bashing or talking about your ex all the time. Give that a try.
Well, that's good. That's good informative because, like I said, she was married before. Her and her husband, they would live in Arizona. Then things didn't work out. I think she moved back to Canada because that's where she's from originally. She has a great look to her. I think she was top 3 at the Tampa one year because I think that was the year that Michaela Aycock won. And she has a great look to her. Great muscle. Great femininity look to her. She was a physique competitor for a good while, but now she's been focusing on bodybuilding for the last 2 or 3 years. Now another name that she also last competed in 2022, and that's Jessica. I believe it's Jessica Martin.
Oh yeah, it's been a while since she competed. Yeah,
and you know what? She was very close. She almost got her qualification in Chicago, but she lost to Christina Mendoza that year. And she still keeps in good shape. She lives,
Wow.
Yeah, she lives. Yeah, she lives in Washington. I think around Spokane. I mean, she's massive. She's also herself a mother. She has a son. I think he's a teenager now. We'd love to see her come back. She's really, has put on some size. To me, I honestly think like she should have just didn't stop at Chicago. She should have did another show after that, and I think she could have got a qualification for the Olympia that year.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like she don't like putting herself out there too much. From what I see about.
I mean, that's what you got to do now, though.
Yeah, that thing is,
you got to put yourself out there.
Yeah, let's say some ladies feel comfortable putting themselves out there, but the thing is, especially in a sport like bodybuilding, you got to put yourself, you have to sell yourself like any kind of athlete. You are an athlete. You got to promote yourself. You have to really reach out and see if people are interested in promoting you. And sometimes you can't be too hesitant. She does post on social media every so often, and that's a good thing. But we want to see her be more active, especially when we have so few shows, so few opportunities, and we have some ladies who have, I would say, superstar level that can really maybe make things happen.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You know who else?
They don't want to do it. They don't want to do it.
I got a name, Teresa Ivekara. I'm pronouncing her last name. Shoot,
Teresa,
help me out here. Teresa,
yeah. Well, she competed last year. And
she was at Triple O last year.
And then she stopped.
Okay.
She didn't do another show after.
Oh, she only did. I thought she didn't compete last year. She only did one show already.
She did one show, and I remember she was talking about how that there was issues with her financially, because she talked about it before in I think another interview, and she went back to Triple O because she won it the year before, and she thought she might have a chance, but she didn't do too well. That was the year that Shalika Given won, and I think Teresa was 4th, because top 3 in that show was Salika, Tiana Flex, Chelsea, and then you had Teresa.
Okay, got you.
Teresa's great.
Somebody tonight. Sorry, go ahead.
What?
I think Teresa is one of the most popular women's bodybuilding competitors, and I do hope that she'll come back and compete again. I don't know. Do y'all know if she has plans or?
Well, she hadn't said anything definitely, but I think I'm hearing some things. She might try to do Triple O again because she's done that show. As you know,
Okay.
me and David, we're doing some sponsoring for that show because I'm going to be sponsoring one of the jackets. So that's great. I want to help my
Awesome.
friendly units, and David, he's also sponsoring, and David's also got some plans too.
Oh yeah, I'm actually not going to make it to Triple O this year, but I'm going to the Arnold's. Yeah, well, I know they don't have my favorite categories, but I want to go to the Expo because the Expo I've heard is just really worth it, and a lot of great competitors go to the Expo too. And then I'm going to go to New York Pro too, see Susan Matheson compete over there. And I went last year too. That was a great show. It really is. Fortunately, don't have women's bodybuilding anymore, but they do have women's physique and figure. So, but yeah, I'm excited about that show too.
So wait, you said you're not going to the Triple O?
Yeah, no, just because for one thing, I got too much going on with work to do kind of 3 shows in 3 months, and that's also financially tough. That's why I decided to do a small sponsorship and but not spend the money to go to Arizona this year. So
okay,
nice,
Yeah,
have fun.
I got a question for everybody out there. Does anybody know what happened to Mona Persala?
Well,
Mona
I know.
Persala.
Has she retired?
Mona Persala. No, Mona hasn't. Well, she hasn't really so much retired. I've been talking with. I'm really cool with Melanie Horton. She's from Canada. She knows Mona. Mona just got her her degree as a massage therapist, and she's focused on that now. So, there's no, not definitely if she's going to come back and compete at all. She's focusing on her business end of it, but you never know. She's been a multiple-time Olympian herself. She's from Iran because the story with her because she can't go back there because she can be killed because of what she does as a competitor, the bodybuilder.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think
I like Mona. It's great.
Yeah. Someone else who's kind of been missing out of action that I think some people like to see. If she took this year off, and she might return because she just had knee surgery. That's Hella Trevino, and
I would love to see Hella Trevino.
Hella is lifetime qualified for the Olympia because she's been a 2-time Rise of Phoenix champion. Her, along with Irene Anderson, and Gina Cavallero, who are coaches in the Team 4 Pro. Hella, who has been top 3 in the last couple of Miss Olympias in her career. She's been 2-time Rise of Phoenix champion. She went through surgery. I was talking with Eunice. She moved back to Denmark because she was staying in Dubai for a while because she was working with Nasir. And now I think she's working with somebody else now.
Yeah, I kind of get the feeling she's planning on coming back because I think she recovered from her surgery. I'm not absolutely sure about that, but yeah, she'd be great to have come back again. Kind of a legend in the sport at this point, guys. She's been competing for 25, 30 years now. It's a long time.
Yeah, there's another veteran there.
Yeah, because she was a back. She got into in the early 2000s, 90s to 2000s. She had an injury that occurred, which shut it out for like a good 7 or 8 years, and then she recovered and came back. Been to multiple Olympias, and then, she may return back to Olympia when they brought her back in 2020, and she's been a 2-time Rise of Phoenix champion. Because of that, she's lifetime qualified, meaning that she can, as long as she's competing, she doesn't have to do a show. Because we all know who runs the Olympia now, and that's Jake. All champions, either her, people like Margie Martin, Alina Popa, even Andrea, they can, even if Andrea started to step away from bodybuilding, and she can just come back in because she is, not just being Rise of Phoenix champion, but also being the current Miss Olympia champion. That's the tag.
Didn't they come out? Didn't they, when they came out with their new rules for who qualifies as an IFBB pro, I seem to recall they made some kind of change to that as far as the lifetime qualification. that I guess if you haven't shown up 5-6 years or something like that, I guess it no longer applies. That's just a guess. But I thought there was some change in that regard as far as lifetime qualification.
Well, I know a while
Does
back,
anybody else remember seeing that?
I don't know. I know a while back I was hearing that I think who was it? I think it was Lee Priest was thinking about coming back, and then I think I heard something about what's his name? Oh God, he's back in my head. Kai Green. You know, he's thinking about returning.
Hold on.
Oh yeah.
I just looked up the Olympia qualification system rules. There is something that they did put there, and they said, note 1, any former Olympia winner has lifetime eligibility. However, this eligibility is not automatic. Where more than 5 years have elapsed since the last Olympia win, approval of the IFBB Pro League is now required. So there was a bit.
Oh wow!
I thought there was some change. I couldn't remember exactly what it was, but yeah, that was something they recently put in.
Okay.
Yeah, because I know people talking about like Shanique Grant when she made a return, because it was like pretty much 5 years since she last competed and won the Olympia back in 2020. And so because she used that, but she was going to a new division in wellness. And you can't, I don't know, you can't take it with you when you go to a new division, like with Missy Trescott, where she's moving over from fitness to figure. And being that she's being a 3-time figure fitness champion, she couldn't use that tag to do the Olympia because she has to requalify. Because it's like with the new.
Yeah, she has to start from scratch.
Yeah, you know. One lady that somebody just mentioned in the comments section, and me and David interviewed her, and he just mentioned her. She competed, made an Olympia debut, and I wonder if Sandra, I hate to mess up her name. Knezovic, yeah, is coming back.
Yeah, I butchered your name so bad.
Yeah, after a year break, her women's physique division comeback story was so awesome. Yeah, because you know she was dealing injury. Also, she's a client of Hella. Me and David interviewed Sandra last year when she got a qualification. No, the year before last. You know, 2024.
2024, yeah.
Yeah, 24.
Yeah,
and
she's awesome.
You gotta remember sometimes the year goes by. And that's when she got her Olympic qualification. She took second at the, she beat out Paula Ranta, who made her women's physique debut in Spain, Imperio. Here she is. I think this is a video along here with you have Natalia Bastrova, you have David's girlfriend here, you have Ann Gruber, and there's Sandra. And this was the 2024 Olympia 60th anniversary. And, you know, she looked really good. I mean, you know, some of the women were, you know, really decent. I mean, you know, there's also was the debut of people like Susan, Sandra, Ann Gruber, and also Natalia Bastrova. And I think also there's another lady here that made her debut, and that was I think it's a lady also we interviewed, most Mikhail interview, Marianne Bageke, and I think that's Andrea. What's her name, David? Because I think you interviewed. She's a doctor and natural competitor.
Andrea Alonso.
Yeah,
and she's a physician too. That's that was all new ladies, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, that's all. This was all first-time Olympians.
That's true. Yeah, it was a great lineup that year.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You know who else? Oh no, you go ahead.
You know, she lives. I think she lives in. I think it's Switzerland or Sweden. I'm trying to remember. But you know, Switzerland. Yeah, she's originally from Poland. What about to say, David?
I'm just thinking when you mentioned Jessica Martin. There's the other Jessica Martin. I don't know if y'all know her, but I would love to see her compete again. But she's the one who's the physique competitor. Do you know? She's teeny tiny Terminator.
I think that's what she is. Yeah, you know, I think she had competed. I think she had
I'd love to see
a
her
good
come back.
long time.
She's got a great physique. Yeah, it's been a few years now, like probably 3 years now.
Yeah. Possibly she's, you know, I think she works as a coach and trainer. You know, believe she has some alternates. I think she might have got these. I think this might be her right here. She has some new tattoos. So that's the thing.
Yeah, she
is
got a lot
these
of
tattoos could, yeah, that could hurt or hurt you on especially shows. She might be not thinking about competing anymore. She may be stepping back and work as a coach and a trainer. But impressive. This mostly, from what I've seen, is mostly like she's working with clients now. So
Yeah, I'd like to see her come back. But
Yeah.
I think she was disappointed by her last placing. She didn't place as high. She got as high as second at the Optimum, like probably 4 years ago. I think 4 or 5 years ago. But yeah. When you mentioned Jessica Martin, I thought that's what I thought you meant at first. I was like, dang it. But no, I do like the other Jessica Martins.
Yeah. I think who else? I think we are. So it's been like a few years since we last seen her. I honestly, I know she's probably done with bodybuilding. I would love to see her come back, and that is Monique Jones. And
oh yeah,
I agree.
Great to me. I think that 2020 when she competed at the Rise of Phoenix, where they're the most muscular. I love Andrea, but honestly, Monique should have won that. That should have been Monique's. But she's in South Carolina. She works with people here. She works with Trey Hodge. I believe it's Trey Hodge, or is it not Trey Hodge? It's I know my man Glenn interviewed him. I think it's Dr. Trey Hodge. And she's dropped a lot of size. She started out doing figure in her career. Possibly she might, come back, maybe do women's physique.
Yeah, I can see that happening. And when she was in WBB, she hands down had one of the very best backs of all time.
Yeah,
with that rear double bicep shot of hers is just absolutely unreal. And then I remember she was on a interview over on Muscular Development. I guess that's when AJ was over there with Nigel, I think his name is. And they were doing an interview with her, and that was just astounding. She said there that she had downsized to 195.
Oh, wow.
And that they asked her, he said, what's your max weight? She said it was 230.
Wow.
I was like, my nickname for her is Big Mo Jones for that reason. And it fits. Because that was what's so amazing about her, is that she downsizes to 195. That's like unbelievable.
That's a lot of downsizing from 230.
Yeah. I mean, she's also big girl, nice girl too, from what I've heard. So.
Yeah. She's also, I know recently her daughter graduated from college, I think a couple of years ago. Just also she's an attractive woman. I mean, that's one thing. If we can get, like we did a thing, was the last one we talked about. This is one lady who's very attractive, very appealing. If she, could come back, but I think now she's really has downsized a lot, not as much as massive. I would say if she does come back, women's physique could use her, but we need more women with bodybuilding.
How tall is Monique, do you suppose?
She's a tall girl. I remember seeing her at Junior Nationals. I think I was like 5'9", pushing 5'10", and she was taller than me.
So she got 6 feet.
So she's kind of a big girl. So
yeah. She lives in South Carolina, but I think she's originally from Kansas, or was it Tennessee, somewhere. She's one of those women that back in the day, slave days, you take and you meet her with somebody, you get bigger, slave. That's that was you use that for. So anybody got a name they want to drop?
Nothing comes to mind immediately.
Yeah.
One I really like a lot, and she was going to come back this past year, and she didn't. I think due to health complications. I love Alyssa Coppolino.
Yeah. I interviewed Lisa, me and you both. I think she was doing. I think she had some surgery right back because I follow her on YouTube. She's from Canada, impressive young lady. She's been Olympian before. I think her first Olympia was back in 2018, 2019. She did compete 2024. I think she did the Tupelo. She did a couple other shows. I think she took with that issue with her medical issue, took a step back. You know, I would say with her is one issue is always going to be because she's a very lean girl. If she can put on the size, you know, especially where Williams Zeke is going, or you might, if you think about putting high heels, doing figure. But you know, I think she works where she is at now. You know, it's like again the criteria for Williams physique keeps changing. But she's a generally nice young lady. You know, I think all Canadians are nice. So you know, but you know, I hope we do see her if she does recover fully from her injury, maybe come back. You know, depending on what show she can do. Yes, like I said, there's only one show in Canada now for women's physique and women's bodybuilding. Is the Toronto Super Show. You know, you know.
Great legs for sure, and she does the quad shake. So more ladies got to do the quad shake. Dang it.
The quad shake.
Yeah. What about say, you know, Jeremy?
Somebody I'd like to see come back to women's bodybuilding. She was for up to 2023, but then she switched over to women's physique. LaDawn McDay.
Yeah, LaDawn. I think
I'd like to see her come back to that.
I think she did the Atlantic Coast.
That's right.
Last
year. I saw her at Atlantic. She was at Atlantic Coast. Yeah, she looked good there, but she wasn't. I think she was top 6 or so, but but not as conditioned as I think she needed to be.
I think that's always been an issue with her conditioning. You know, she got a first Olympic qualification when she won. I think it was the North Fort, and I always feel like, you know, no offense to her, I don't think she deserved to win it. Her condition it's always been her issue. And you know, she's also a teacher. She's been a multiple-time Rise of Phoenix competitor. LaDawn, you know, I've reached out to a few times on social media because she's not very social media involved, but in the last few years, she's really been active on social media a little bit more. As I said again, her last show was the Atlantic Coast. Here she is, and there's Natalia Bastova, and I think another competitor. She did, I think, both Masters and Open at that show.
She's really pretty too. I always thought she was a gorgeous woman.
Yeah, she's good. Now, I would say a sister that I got to meet and to talk to, and she is pretty up close and personal, and she's really cool. And I hope she does come back. Is Sheena Olick? I know it's been.
God, yeah, she's one of my favorites. Yeah, I like her.
Sheena, I think she even mentioned it because I think she posted on her social media a while back that she might be competing in the show. She was going to do New York, but as you know now, the New York Pro is not happening with bodybuilding. So, and then with shows like Toronto and Chicago cutting out, you know, what's the possibilities for her? You know, maybe Atlanta. She's done Atlanta back in, I think, 2024. I remember I met her when I was in Savannah back in 2022. Here she is.
IFBB Pro and Certified Master Trainer. I'm super excited to be here. I just had the most amazing adjustment with Ryan over at Cipriani Chiropractic, and of course, always coming through Fendi Therapeutics, taking care of my body, the soft tissue, muscles, all the good stuff. So, you know, breaking up all that connective tissue, making sure that I'm flowing and my lines are good and the definition is popping. We're taking care of my body from the foundation, and it starts with the body work and recovery, and that's going to take me into my professional season in 2026. Women's bodybuilding, IFBB. Y'all got to look out for me. We're doing the Triple O Dynasty and New York Pro.
Oh, nice.
Hey,
great.
David, you missed out.
Hey,
that's only a couple months away.
Yeah, it's a couple months away.
So
I mean, it'd be great to see her.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I mean,
like
I will
when
let
she
you
had
listen to that.
her podcast for a while. Do you remember her podcast?
Yeah, it was her. I think it was her.
Women's bodybuilding for real.
Yeah,
that's
it
right.
was also something else. Yeah. I think, you know, if she, you know, stay active on it, it'd be great. But yeah, it'd be great to see her come back. I think she recently did something with I don't know if she did it with the Female Body Challenge. You got to actually join and pay to see this video. It's her. I think her and Monique Jones do a little, with a little conversation about predictions for Miss Olympia. You know, so you got to go to the Female Body Channel. You have to, pay is joining
members zones. Yeah.
Yeah, members only. Anybody else got a name you want to drop?
Candy Canary.
Well, she's not a pro yet. But yeah, she has made a comeback, but she's not a pro. But she
I
has
know.
made a comeback.
That's yeah. Even though she's not a pro, I would love to see her come back.
Yeah,
And,
she hasn't lost her muscle. I mean, she hasn't done
Yeah.
that. But she's I don't think she's going to be competing necessarily. So
no, I think because she did come back. I think a couple years ago, she did a show,
like 2023.
But a man KL, he had to step out. He said he got to run, so I appreciate him coming through. Thank you, brother.
I got a question for a couple of from you guys here. It's not related necessarily to the topic of discussion. There are a couple of people. What do you think? Just from like Sarah Crail, do you think she needs to move up from WPBD to WBB? Can you pull up her profile?
Yeah,
I want to see it.
I wanted to show that front double bicep pose of hers. And I looked at it and I was like, that. When I saw that, I was like, that's WBB all the way. I mean, with the amount of fat she's got on her upper body, I was like, okay, she wants to. I mean, she just. What show did she just win though in WPD?
Well, she won the Arizona Pro. She won Arizona Pro last year.
Yeah, go to the one with the orange. The one with the orange.
The orange suit.
Yeah, the orange.
Click on that. Look at that front double bicep.
They go arms.
Yeah.
And man, that to me is straight WBB all the way. So
that's women's bodybuilding.
But she won. I'm trying to remember the show that she won or like placed really high in WPD. So it's like, okay. It's like on the one hand, she's getting high placings in WPD, but when I see that, I'm like, good grief. She looks fantastic. She looks fantastic, but I'm like, I see her as like, I think maybe she just needs to move up. But again, she won. She did really well last year at her shows. So
she was that was Arizona Pro. She did. I think she won that show. She was the top, and then I don't think she did as well at the Olympia. I think she might have not bottomed out, but I don't think she was in the top 10. But this picture right here, her back width is dense as crazy. She's a young girl too. I don't think she might be just turned 30 because I know she was competing in a show with Tracy Guile because she's reaching from Australia. Her and Tracy. I remember there's a video of Tracy's husband booing because she didn't I think Tracy says that her they don't get along too well. Yeah.
No, they don't. Jeez, who was it? Posted. Sarah posted a diss post of her, and it was like a while ago. I remember that, and it was like she got something, but it's like I guess Tracy's boyfriend or something is like is shouting in the crowd. No.
Yeah, it's her husband.
I remember that. So but that was a while ago. But that was like I'm trying to remember what she actually said in the caption. I was like, oh well, okay.
Yeah.
So
this is
some
from
beef going on for sure.
that's from Arizona Pro, and I think somebody talked about this. I think it was Blanca Rodriguez. She said she felt like some women don't belong in women's physique. Here she is. That's Tiffany Walker. I interviewed Tiffany. We have Jeannie Feldman here, and you have her in the middle. Tiffany was figure before, but she's done pretty good. Her last couple of shows, she cracked the top 3. That's Atlanta and this show here. Jeannie, she's been multiple times in. But Sarah, if you look at her, like I said, she's still young. She hasn't hit her muscle maturity yet. So maybe in another few more years, we could see her possibly switching.
I like that old Tiffany Walker. She's an amazing woman, great physique, and really pretty.
Nice.
She served our country too. She was in the military. She just saw that her youngest child has turned 3 years old. Yeah,
Dang.
but yeah, that's again. This is a good example of somebody who's trying, who's her potential is there, but for whatever personal reason, she's holding herself back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think Sarah would do well in women's bodybuilding.
Yeah,
She most definitely would.
What about saying?
Probably the reason why is because just what we were talking about earlier is that the shows are dwindling. In WBB, she's got more opportunities in WPD than you do in WBB, so maybe that's a fundamental reason as to why.
That is true.
Yeah. Well, my man David, he had to go. You just gave me a link, so I appreciate it. He stayed here for an hour, and I appreciate him hanging out. Support. Go to David's Female Bodybuilding Forum channel. Support him. He's also going to be, as he said again, he's going to the Arnold Schwarzenegger Sports Festival Expo. Who cares? But they do have the Amateur Olympia they're going to have women's bodybuilding, women's physique. And I say to you competitors, if you just did a show at the Nationals, I hope you skipped your Christmas dinner. That is, I think, least, that was right after that was at least about 12 weeks away. If you want to get your pro card, have the numbers, come together, get enough ladies, because the last couple of years, we have not seen no ladies come from that show from physique or women's bodybuilding. If I know that Arnold doesn't have those divisions and figure at his show, but it's still a pro qualifier. If you do it the first of the year and get it out of the way, then you can later on you can start your prep and maybe make your debut by next summer. So you don't have to say, I'm gonna take the whole rest of the year off. You have at least a good 7 to 8 months or more to get ready. So see my man here, Jeremy, and Josh sticking in here. What you about to say else, Jeremy?
Oh, I wasn't going to be saying anything. I'm probably going to be heading out in just a minute. So good discussion, guys.
Oh yeah, good discussion.
Yeah,
it's a great discussion. I think there's a couple more ladies I want to mention here while we got them. One lady who's I met her when I was in when I went to Savannah, and that is Donna Williams-Salib. Donna was a great time to talk to her, and her personality was great. As you know, she hadn't competed since I think 2024. She took a step back from competing. I think I heard. I think the cost of her getting ready for the shows and traveling. Donna's an amazing lady. I was hoping for her to, maybe compete this year. She really has evolved. I think one person they compared her to was recently they compared Dylan Crenshaw to Donna.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. I think
that's a good comparison.
Donna last time she competed was the 2023 Masters Olympia. She did a couple of shows. Then I think she said she took a step back because of the cost of training and everything else. I'm hoping maybe she might change her mind down the road.
Oh yeah, it'd be great to see her back.
Yeah, I think it'd be great. We most definitely need some ladies out there who really want to represent women's bodybuilding. She's a great person. She's a mother, a grandmother. She loves her family. She's a big wrestling fan.
Oh yeah, she's very family oriented.
Yeah, it was a great opportunity to meet her when I was in Savannah back in 2022. We talked a good bit. She was really cool. Nice. She's been Olympia. I always gotta give her a shout out. I think she's a great lady. So, is there anybody else on your mind? What got you here, Josh?
Have you guys mentioned Nadia Capatoso?
Well, she can compete anywhere, but these are ladies that we are. They hadn't been asked.
Because I'm looking here.
Well, we don't. We don't.
After for more than 1 year. Okay.
Yeah, because Nadia she last competed
in 2024. I know.
No, 2025. She did the Olympia.
Oh. Yeah, that's right. Brain fart.
Yeah, she's been to Olympia. Yeah. Nadia, I follow on social media. She looks very impressive. She might do a show overseas, or she might come here to the States and do a show. Nadia, most definitely, this is somebody we know most definitely is going to probably compete because she's very active. She did Was a few years ago. She did take a step back because of medical issues, but now she made a return. Here she is. That's last year's Olympia. Her and Lita Popa. She has a great physique. I think she was 6 last year because she cracked top 10 a couple of shows.
Oh yeah.
She did take a break from bodybuilding for a time because she was dealing with some medical issues. I remember the first time I saw her was in 2021 when because she was a physique competitor. She originally did physique. She took a break for a couple of years, came back, and then did women's bodybuilding. The show she did was Puerto Rico Pro. Actually, that's when they had it in the Caribbean. I think it was
yeah.
And then she did the Romania Muscle Fest after she did Olympia. Got a qualification for the next year's Olympia in 2022. And then she did a show called the Big Man Weekend, where she won that show. She won 2 Olympic qualifications. Nice. She won 2 Olympic qualifications in 1 year, and then won at least 3 shows. And I think I don't remember she cracked how far she got at the Olympia that first year, but she really has moved up the last couple of years.
Every year she improved, kept going up.
Yeah. But Nadia is very impressive, but we know she's coming back. There's quite a few ladies that most definitely, maybe they're, sitting trying to stack their chips because bodybuilding is expensive. It costs money.
Most certainly yes.
Yeah.
The travel, the hair, the makeup, your posing suit, man.
Yeah.
Adds up, my man.
Yeah, it does. But again, we do need you ladies to be active. If it wins bodybuilding with physique, everybody wants to see y'all on stage. They want to see you compete. They want to see you represent yourself. Here, this is from a man, Lawrence Perkins, dropping and says, "How's the weather at everyone's destination? Where mine's? Well, it was kind of cool this morning. We did have some ice yesterday, but it's kind of melted. It was in the mid-40s, not mid-40s. It was like early in the morning, it was like early 30s, then it hit to the mid-40s, and now it's getting down now because it's already after 6 o'clock. So,
Yeah, I live in the Midwest, so it's definitely cold here.
Yeah, I'm in South North Carolina. I know Davis, he's in Florida. He told me he was there. We were talking earlier that it was so warm that he was wearing shorts that afternoon.
Man.
and I know Jeremy, he's in Indiana. KL's in New York, so New York is I know doing.
They just had a blizzard or something. I heard.
Yeah, because I know I was doing an interview. Supposed to have an interview Saturday with Diana Perez, and in the middle,
I was waiting for that interview too. I was like,
well, what happened was we had technical difficulties. We had the interview and didn't last long because she was going in and out, and then I talked to her, so we say she's going to make her debut at the New York Pro. And we talked that maybe we'd do an interview afterwards so we can talk about her experience in the first pro show. We have here, shout out to my brother here, Exegucci 23, shout out to him. And he is saying, "Happy Monday, brother George. Glad you all right. I'm fine, brother." And also he has a sad news, says, "I'm snow in here in Boston."
Yeah, he's in that area.
Yeah, you up north boys, you have to worry about all that snow. We rarely get snow down here in the South. We do get snow, it ain't gonna last long. We might get some flurries every now and then. If it does snow heavy, no more than barely an inch or half an inch. And it'll take no more. Once the sun comes out, it'll take more than a day or so before it starts melting. So, I appreciate my guests coming through and giving their thoughts. As we know, if you heard that women's bodybuilding as being pulled out of some shows, and some of them, pretty much a good number are Tim Gardner shows. Also, I mentioned that Anastasia Ryder is now got a GoFundMe. So
shout out to Anastasia Ryder for starting that.
If you want to go to her IG and reach out and say, "Hey, what can I donate? What can I do?" If you are a promoter and you're looking maybe to add women's bodybuilding to your show, and it's something that's good. If you work for either one of you, let her know. Shout out to a man. I mentioned my man Big Key says says I can't get on some reason on my phone. Still send the link. Alrighty. Let me send the link. See if I can get him on. I mean, I don't know what's going on, or maybe I send it to his. Give me a second, because I might get him on. Because he wanted to, he definitely wanted to come on. I didn't, because I'm on my headphones. So let's see if I can email it to him. See, give me a minute, folks. But that's the thing is, it's about I talk about this often. These women, they put a lot of time and a lot of effort to compete, to be active, and they're not getting much when it comes to money, any kind of assistance. They're all doing themselves. And I would say if there was a way where there was some financial assistance, something, you guys out there who do have kind of any kind of assistance to help them out,
that'd be nice.
Yeah. And I would say this: if you are a competitor, we need you to be active. You have to be active, because that's the thing is, that's why Zeke is still around, even though they're losing some shows here and there, but not as many, because they bring in the numbers. That's important.
They do.
People need
numbers.
To see, people need to see you there on the stage. Yeah.
That's right. They see you there on stage in the flesh.
Yeah. One lady, I think it's been a while since she competed. And I don't know. I do follow on social media. I'm thinking if she's if she's going to compete, and that is, she did an interview with the Female Body Channel, her and her husband, and that is Anastasia, Leonova. Yeah, and
I haven't seen her compete in a while.
Yeah. I know she says she's announced she's competing. Where she she last competed 2024. She took a break.
Oh, y'all saw that with her and Elcione belling it out. It was pretty awesome.
Yeah, yeah, and she's an impressive young lady. She could possibly do well, but the big problem with her is that she has visa issues. Now, I know she posted a while back, she married her trainer and husband, and they are working with some other competitors. The question is, which show she's going to do. I think she mentioned she might do either. She's done one show she's done pretty much constantly every year is Portugal. She's done it ever since she got her first two qualifications at that show. But I think she might change, go to another show.
But Portugal, that's her bread and butter. That's where she won.
Yeah,
most of her shows.
Well, it's good. Like, I know it's good to also change to go to another show, because one thing is, if you are a popular competitor, everybody knows you in that show, they want to compete with you or hang with you or whatever else. It's about just figuring out what things works for you. Yeah. So, folks, I do appreciate my guests that were here. Shout out to my man here, Josh. Shout out to KL, who was here. Shout out to Jeremy. Shout out to also David. Lawrence, who was in the building. Appreciate you, brother. Also, PIJ, and Ken, and also my man Execution 23. Again, if you're someone who's interested in maybe donating to possibly helping women's bodybuilding, send a link. Send it to Andres to talk to Anastasia Ryder. Go to her site. She has a GoFundMe. It can be hit or miss, but if you get enough people to put some money behind it, like my man Jeremy said earlier, it's 10% already up where it's supposed to be. So if she gets to the right promoter, I think she wants to talk to Tim Gardner. I would say talk to somebody else. talk to somebody else who might want to give women's bodybuilding an opportunity. Again, offenses to Tim. But if you get somebody else not interested, reach out to that person. There's some probably it's a money thing. That's what it is, the money thing. So, brother, I really thank you for coming through.
Thank you for having me, sir.
Yeah, not a problem. Anyway, folks, I would say thank y'all. I hope y'all enjoy the rest of your week. We're going to February. If you have subjects you want to talk about, it's really that touches you, or really you are a fan of bodybuilding, or you feel like
I got a good subject for us.
All right, you can.
Who's gonna make an impact this upcoming season? That's what we should talk about.
Yeah,
there are very few shows, but anyway, we should still talk about who's gonna make an impact this season.
Yeah, we could say that. I think especially for qualification, women's physique, women's bodybuilding, even some ladies in figure, who's going to be really showing out. That'd something to talk about. So, folks, I appreciate y'all coming through. Thank you for your time. I hope you enjoy the rest of your week. And we're almost, we're in a full month into the new year. This is my always George Page, aka the Emperor of MuscleTalk. Don't like, subscribe. I am.